Buster Posey and the Giants meeting the Diamondbacks. Tim Lincecum on the mound for that.
All right. People popped off the Heat training camp opening up down there in Florida. Team reported they sold 20,000 individual seats yesterday. LeBron and company kicking off practice yesterday in the Florida Panhandle. Focus was on the defensive drills only. Let's check out the Google map. Of course, Miami's way down there, but right now the Heat are way up there in the Panhandle, far from your typical training camp. And there to cover it all is our big three of Josh Elliott, John Barry, and Jalen Rose. Good afternoon, Josh.
Hello, JB, and yeah, here we are at Hurlburt Field, again, the home to the Air Force Special Operations Command here in the Florida Panhandle. Jalen and JB along with me, and guys, again, we just saw another spirited workout, the first of two for the Heat today, and again, the focus on defense afterward. One of the big three, LeBron James, discussing.
We haven't done anything yet, so we know that. We're not praising ourselves. We still got a lot to learn. Every day, Coach Bo's coach staff will give us what we need to do to get better, and we got to come out and practice and get better.
It always starts with the high-profile guys, as you would call them, the leaders of the team, and it trickles down from there. If they see those guys sweating and grinding and really working, quite naturally, that's the human condition. Everybody else falls in line.
Guys, there's a sign hanging there in the gym that says, please refrain from dunking or hanging on the rim. Obviously a holdover from the activities. Yeah, again, in Adderholt Gym, again, we saw offense, but only to practice the defense today. JB, what did you take away from the workout we just saw?
Well, again, I got to go to LeBron James, and the more I watch this group, the more I'm warming up to the Heat. Is that corny? Warming up to the Heat. But I really am. I mean, and I got a chance to talk to LeBron after the practice, and I just said, you look mad. And he said, I kind of am. And the focus that he's shown me out there, his ability to be more like a Magic Johnson, because I think he's a Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan mix. And he tends to be more like Magic, a playmaker. And we talked to Mike Miller, too. You and I were there, and Mike's like, this guy is incredible. I get the basketball right in my shooting pocket, on time, on target. This guy is the ultimate playmaker, and that's the role he's going to take here. And like I said, I'm warming up to this Heat team, and they look awfully good.
People have taken the decision and seeing LeBron James in that moment and forgot that he's been the two-time MVP of this league, reigning. And what's going to happen now, instead of being a player that has to average 30 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, he's going to be a guy now that's one of the most complete players we've seen in the league in a long time. His scoring is going to be down, but his assists will be up. His rebounds will be up. Don't be surprised if he averages a triple-double. Oh, and by the way, it's going to be 2 or 3 steals. It's going to be 1 or 2 blocks. It's going to be on-ball defense and leadership. And also at 6'8", 6'9", he can make those type of passes that most players can't make. So he can see the angles. He can see 2 passes ahead. And that's what you need when you have a great player with the basketball.
You said that he was going to be the MVP this year, hands down.
LeBron James is my choice for NBA MVP this year.
Okay, let me get that down.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Right, that JB, you mentioned Mike Miller, of course. Mike Miller, just one of the new additions to this ball club. We asked him, hey, how does it feel to hear you're actually the most important player? They've added this offseason and said, hey, look, the shots are going to be there. I'm just going to knock them down. But Jalen, in your opinion, the biggest concern outside of the big three for this team is what?
The biggest concern is the center position in particular and the big men for the Miami Heat. Anytime you're trying to win a World Championship, who do you have to beat in the Eastern Conference? You got to go through Dwight Howard, one of the top centers in the NBA. You got to go through the Boston Celtics, who have a plethora of big men, and continue to add in the offseason Shaquille O'Neal to go with Jermaine O'Neal. And also the Los Angeles Lakers. They have Paul Gasol and Andrew Bynum. Who's going to be the guy at the center position for the Miami Heat that can play quality minutes, rebound the basketball, and really be a presence down low?
Well, there's not a whole lot of options. I mean, Zydrunas Ilgauskas is a guy that has foot problems, has never played in a full season. He's getting up there in age. You have Jamal McClure, a guy that hasn't played a lot in recent years. He's injury prone as well. And you have Haslam, who's a guy that can't really play the center position. So they have limited options of guys that are going to be able to guard these bigs that you talked about. So clearly the center position, they got plenty of shooting. They got Mike Miller, they got Eddie House, they have James Jones. But that center position is certainly the weakness of the Miami Heat.
Again, JB, as you point out, if the Lakers don't dominate the boards against the Boston Celtics there in last year's NBA Finals, we're talking about a different, perhaps defending champion. again, just two of the teams that the Miami Heat bigs will have to figure out ways around through. And with LeBron James, you figure over as well. My big two sitting beside me. For Jalen and JB, I'm Josh. Let's head back now to Bristol.
All right, good to see you.